Let's do some planning. So tomorrow we are off to the wilds of waxhamsandsholidaypark. So now it's time for us to plan the journey there. Choose destination. We go to waxhamsandsholidaypark in Great Yarmouth. Let's see what this is going to throw up. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Now it looks like I have no shortage of chargers. All right, it's go day.
I'm gonna go
and job at the minute, sort all that mess out and pack the fridge. Okie dokie. Well, it is time that we go and find some food. So this gives you a little bit more about how we operate as campers. So the first day we come, we bring food with us. So that because we got to set the tent up, everybody's really busy. So we tend to bring a really easy meal, maybe cheesy pasta, tuna pasta or something like that. Very, very easy to sort out when you get here. And then this is our first full day here. So job today, go to the supermarket, and then while I'm there I'm gonna try and get the car a charge because we are like 28% or some nonsense like that. The supermarket's got some 7 kilowatt chargers which hopefully will be free, so I'll charge there. So we've arrived at Tesco. They've got a couple of pod points AC chargers here. They are 7 kilowatts and I mean, it says get your app out and do all sorts of bits and pieces, and I didn't do any of that. I just plugged the car in without even putting any details in, and it's charging. So I'm at 22%, 63 miles, 7 kilowatt charger, so life's a good one. Something I hadn't noticed before. Know how I said the charge was free? Charge will stop if you don't confirm the charge within 15 minutes, and I have noticed that. So as you guys already know, every time I go camping I tend to always take an electric pitch, and that is for a reason. That is so that I can get electricity to run the fridge and all that sort of stuff, and also charging phones and all that kind of thing, but more importantly so that I can charge my car. Now I made a terrible mistake, massive misjudgment I should say, in my calculations yesterday, and that is as soon as I arrive at the campsite I had about 22% battery left in the car, and as soon as I plugged the car in it tripped the fuse. So there was no power in the tent, and the reason why that is I'm gonna show you now. They tell you that the electricity is only 6 amps, so you might come in and tell yourself, well, okay, I'm just gonna go plug my car in and then I'll be in business. But naturally I normally have this on 32 amps, and I totally forgot to switch that back to 6 amps, and that's why it blew the fuse. So I had to bring it down to 6 amps, and then it's now charging the car. It's like super slow. All the same, it still means that, you know, while the car is sat here all day and we're doing all sorts of other stuff, it could be taking some power, even if it's just a little bit of power. This car is so efficient that I don't have to worry about how much power I've got in the battery. We went into town and came back, and that's a 10-mile round trip, and it only used 2% of the battery, so go figure. So there you go. a bit of a sentimental one today. We have come down to Wells next the sea. It's only 40 odd miles away, but it still takes an hour and a half to get here, believe that. Anyway, we've come to Stearman's yard to plug in the car. We've got these little Genie point things here. So this is 22 kilowatts. We're gonna plug in, see. So we are on what will be the long march down to the beach, going that way. And over on the other side over there is where we have the harbour. And it looks like the tide is not in at the minute, or it's probably on the way out, I should say. But it all looks pretty good. Very nice, thank you. Would you think I would leave you?
Maybe. It crossed my mind. You said you were going to do a short. Breathe in, Nathan.
Oh, hang on.
Hang on.
Hold on, Danny boy. Let's get you in the shot right now. You're in.
Now we're walking.
Yeah, we're walking.
At the same time. Yeah, but can't get everyone in like this, Daddy.
Yeah, we are getting everyone.
Are we?
Everybody's in. Even Nathan's in, believe it or not. Okay, one of the beauties about public car parks. Now, I try my best to make sure I don't impede anyone when they are parking, but have a look at this. I've come back to my car to now leave, and I'm supposed to try and get out of that. Somebody else has parked next to me and expect me to be able to get out with that much space. Okay, so after establishing that there is absolutely no way I can actually get into the car from that side, I am now climbing over the center console to try and get over to the driver's side to get my car out this parking spot. And this is me fidgeting with the GoPro to try and get over there without causing any damage to the car. I just touched something. All right, I made it. Now, I understand why some people get their car scratched to bits. It's when they do stupid things like that. But I'm a good guy. I haven't touched their car. I've done the gentleman thing, and I've climbed over my center console. The sun has made an appearance, which is good because I need the dew to dry off the tent before we get going. So tent is certainly where the sun is, that's already dry. So let's see what's going on up this side. Oh, that's pretty dry as well. It looks like we might be in for a treat today, you know? Yeah, I think we're in for a treat. The tent is pretty much fairly dry. Oh, what have we got here? No flashing lights on that. That can only mean one thing. It means that we have our second 100% charge on the i4. Let's have a look and see. Well, it's early in the morning. Temperatures aren't up yet. So I'm not expecting to see 320 miles. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at that, 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 look at that. Not only 320, 325 miles the car is saying it's going to be able to do. So charge has ended. That's 100% charge there. I am very happy with that. So what are we expecting? Well, 55% is what we consumed to get here. And I want to see if we're going to consume the same 55% to go back. So I should have 45% battery when I land at home. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, let's unplug and start packing up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So 3 hours it took me to get the whole tent put down, back in its bag and so on. And camping with the BMW i4 has been a massive success. It's my first time camping with an electric car. It's been really amazing. I barely spent any money while camping on charging it and all that, and we went to see quite a few places. We went on a few long drives, and then we had one rest day. So it's been really good. If you're thinking about camping electric, certainly with this car, it's been amazing. It's been amazing pulling that trailer as well. I'm now about to head back home with the family. Car is full, trailer is full, and check in to see if I got the same efficiency, if I get the same efficiency as I did on the way here. All right, that's it for now. Signing out, time to go. So we've been driving for an hour and a half. We are low on consumption, so 63 miles we've done, 64, let's call it that. 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour for this journey. The back of this here, this display, it is boiling hot to the touch. I don't know if it's the sun. It's not a particularly sunny day. It's 27 degrees out there, but for some reason the back of this is really hot to the touch, like it's properly burning my hands. Anyway, hour and a half of driving, and that's what the consumption is going back home. So like I said, I think we have a headwind. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm using the air condition, so that's going to be impacting the consumption. And as you can see there, we're now after 60 miles of driving, 64 miles, we've used up 25% of the battery. So we're still going to make it home with lots of power in tow, but as you can see, the consumption is a bit higher. Let's see what it's going to be like when we do our next stop. So this is going to be a long-ish stop. It's been an hour and a half. I am not running myself into the ground. Hour and a half of driving basically means that I need a break. I need to stop driving for a moment. So we're going to stay here for about 15-20 minutes. I saw they got Greg's there. I'm going to go in and get something to eat. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we are pretty much at the end of the journey. We're not at home. We stopped at the services just before home, so we're only 4 miles away from home. Actually, I'll just show it to you because we're pretty much nearly home now. So there we are, 4 miles away from home, 8 minutes. But I've got some weird maths for you. I'll show you the weird maths in a minute. Let's just look at the numbers. So we've been driving for, well, we haven't been driving for 3.5 hours because we stopped for half an hour, but somehow the clock still keeps going because it's measuring for this journey. So as you can see there, that's just this journey. 165 miles, another 4 miles will be 169 miles. We recuperated that. That's just gone up to 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, let me tell you why that is a bit of weird maths. It's because, according to my calculations, let's do a quick calculation here. So 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour, because that's only just changed to 3.4. okay, 3.3 miles per kilowatt hour times 80 means that I should have gotten 264 miles from this car. 264, but we started off with 326. Now let's have a look at some other maths here. So in the instrument binnacle, you can see I've got 39% left. I came with air conditioning and all that sort of stuff down the road and pulling a trailer with a headwind and much higher consumption. But look at this, 4 miles to go and I'm on 39%. At most, by the time I get home, and that's because I know this route very well, it's going to come down to probably 38, probably 37%, but it's going to be more like 38, I would say. So it's actually used 62% of the battery to get us home with higher consumption. Go figure. Now, what I want to do is just double check the numbers. So we will, by the time we get home, it'll be 169 miles. And then as you can see here on the binnacle, it's saying that I've got another 126. So if I do 165, which is showing right now, plus that 126, it comes up to 291. So I did lose some mileage due to the fact that I had a headwind, due to the fact that it's you know, a higher consumption. Did lose a few miles, but according to that calculation, I've only lost 35 miles, you know, because I had the air conditioner. So it didn't give me 326. 326 was a pipe dream anyway. I knew that. You knew that when you were watching this. But 296 is actually 291, sorry, is actually quite good, I still think. So yeah, that's a bit of weird maths for you. But anyway, I reckon that in the summer, that's a worst case scenario. You're pulling a trailer, you have a headwind, even though it's warm, you're going to lose some range. 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour is what I've recorded on the way back home. Now, I'm gonna make a bit of a prediction here, and I'm gonna check this out in the winter and let you guys know. But I reckon that that's what I'm gonna realistically get in the winter as well. With a full battery, it's going to be about 290 odd miles. Touching 300 is what I think is going to be realistic in the winter with a cold battery, and me using the seat warmers and the steering wheel warmers, because I don't believe in warming the whole car. It's only going to be me in this car most of the time. It's going to work, so we'll see in the winter. But for now though, that is really cool, and I still haven't charged. I hadn't had to stop for a charge. Anyway, I'm gonna head off home now, and I will catch you guys on the next video.